So we just wanted to thank everybody for coming today, and it's a beautiful place to pay our last respects to Mike, and it's a place that he loved, right? Nanette, Chase, April, the whole family. And at this time, Chase is going to play one of Mike's favorite songs.
I'm going to be playing Behind Blue Eyes. This was my dad's favorite song. He always talked about it, and I think I kind of, from learning the lyrics, never really knew them, always heard it as a pretty song, kind of understood why he liked it a lot. I felt like it kind of showed that, even though he was a good man and did everything, that we all have things inside of us that make us feel like maybe we don't live up to what everyone else thinks. And I could see that from him, that he always tried his best to do everything he could for his family, for his children, for his friends, and everyone kind of does feel misunderstood sometimes. So it really helped me connect with him and understand him truly learning this. Mind you, I'm going to mess up because I'm a bass player, not a guitar player. So, yep. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be faded, only telling lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. Love is vengeance that's never free. It's like to have these feelings like I do. I hate you. No one bites back as hard on their anger. None of my pain and woe shall show through. But my dreams, conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance that's never free. When my fist clenches, crack it open before I lose it and lose my cool. If I smile, give me some bad news before I laugh and act a fool. And if I swallow anything evil, put your fingers down my throat. If I'm shivering, could you give me a blanket? If I could, please use your coat. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes.
Beautiful. Thanks, Chase.
Yeah.
We have touched his life, and we loved him. And Mike is very important, not just because of who he is, but because he's important to God. And And God's love is towards all of us. And it's a good thing.
Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pasture. He leads me beside quiet waters, restores my soul. He guides me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Beautiful. So that's our hope. One day being in the house of the Lord forever. And it's not all here in this life, right? One day we'll have that reunion with Mike and all those who've gone on before us. And this time April is going to read her poem.
Alright, so Mom asked me to write this, and I can't be anything but honest, but my kids and I wrote it together, so there's some for them, they don't want to say it, so I got some for them too, okay? So this is a tribute, a gift, a testimonial, and an acknowledgement of gratitude. This is Dad's tribute. It's his legacy that he fought to build. He stressed and he struggled, and he can rest easy now. Because at the end of the day, we're all okay. Memories are fickle, but for me, they started on Greenleaf. We were in Anaheim. Fireworks, Disneyland, weekly Happy Meals. He slaved for the man in his little truck. But he made time to hit the park every day after work to play basketball. I'm sure he stressed out. He raised me on his own for a while. But at the end of the day, we were okay. In level 2, he found a partner. We upgraded from pigs in a blanket to real food. We figured out what the hell vegetables were. And we got introduced to a whole new world. He didn't stop working. He upgraded. He got a van, put a Cougar on it. But we were doing boots on the ground. He worked really, really hard. I mean, we still rock and rolled. He worked all the way up to the top, and he never stopped. Life wasn't easy, but at the end of the day, we were okay. Level 3, we changed the channel, we traded up to stocks, had a son. The only dad to get red carded at my ASO game. There were good times, and that's when so many fights started. He had health scares, we all had life events, it was just life. But at the end of the day, we were okay. Level 4, fast forward, next generation. Grandkids brought out his inner kid like he needed an excuse. Beach trips, more Disney, zoo, Big Bear, crazy driving, stressing us out all the way there. Wayne's World, who's on first, stories of the good old concert days, telescope, any dark area, bags and bags of presents, and an epic battle over Christmas tree size. Hella mega memories of you, but at the end of the day, we're okay. Level 4.5, inspiration to create, not destroy. His tinkering was magic, inspired, made customized dresser, perfectly, pranks only he would pull. He told us snoring means you're haunted. Got you back swapping mashed potatoes for cauliflower. We had it a healthier Thanksgiving, joke's on you. At the end of the day, we're okay. Now we come to it, on the other side. There's no way to quantify your impact. You're there when I check the time. You're there when Daniel swings his golf club. You're there when the stereo blares. You're there when the stars shine. And at the end of the day, Dad, you did it. Rest easy and know we've got it from here. Because of all you did, we are okay.
Very nice. It's really cool.
Stupid dad made me cry.
So we thought we'd open it up now if anybody has, like kind of a story or something you're thankful for Mike. This would be a good time to do it. Wow, it's nice and calm too.
I can do it.
Okay, yeah.
I remember Mike was always a hard worker. I mean, he was ready to help anytime.
Yeah.
We bought a house and he helped me put carpet in. He helped me put flooring in. And he helped my dad put floor in. He was a floor man, man. He was always doing something good for everyone. Sorry he's gone. He's a good guy. Okay, somebody else, come on. Good stories.
He really did his best. Like, he really did everything he could. He always had the best of intentions. Sometimes worst of execution, but don't we all?
Yeah.
He just really worked hard, and he did everything he did, everything he could to try to teach me. Obviously, it fell on deaf ears quite a few times, as it does to all of us as children. And he helped raise me to be the man I am today. And just glad that he was there for everyone. And he did everything he could for everyone around him. Always worked himself to the bone. I mean, shit, he worked like 15 hours, 16 hours a day to build a home for me and my mother. So that hard work is appreciated, even though it wasn't always shown. It definitely was.
So the first time I met Mike was on the golf course, and the first words to me were, "Fuck you." I was running late to the tee time.
Oh, no.
So as soon as I got there, we were already on the tee. I was 5 minutes late. I hit the golf ball, and then he calls April. He goes, "Yeah, why didn't you tell me your boyfriend was yeah." It was a very interesting story, but it was.
What are you? Tell him what you are.
You're an asshole.
No, I teed it up. I hit it like 300 yards, so he's all pissed off because
You're good at it.
because I'm like this little golf shark. He's like, "Oh, fuck you! This is bullshit. April didn't tell me this." So yeah, that's the first time I met Mike.
Well, Mike was my brother. And I couldn't do this. Anyhow, we went through a lot of hard times together where we didn't speak and get together. But the last year, we finally connected again. And we were supposed to be in Mammoth, you know. And I'm just proud of him and what he's done with his family, his home, and I just wish we could have been closer at sometimes, but I got to be closer. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm cousin Laura, and you know, he was. I got a lot of favorite cousins, but he was one of my favorites. And
You're only saying that because we're here.
he always took care of everybody around, like you guys were saying. He always took care, and he had that fun side in him, the side that took me down a double diamond when we were snow skiing. I'm like, "No, Mike, I can't go down that one." He's like, "No, it's not a double diamond." And I ended up going down in one of those little things that they pull you, and he laughed the whole way down. He laughed. Loved him. He had struggles. We all have struggles, but he had struggles, but he persevered, and he was really amazing. He really was amazing. I got to tell you this story, even though it might be kind of funky. At my cousin's funeral, he was crushed at the San Pedro docks. He was a manager down there, and he was a great fellow on it. It was tragic. And he came for the funeral, the celebration, and we're all sitting at the table. My brother, he's unstable. He's on the autistic spectrum, but he's also, he's got such a good heart. But he's hard to be around. He's like, rah, rah, rah.
and he was drunk, and he's and
You start laying into my mom.
and he called out a argument with my mom during the video that they were presenting to these, like there were hundreds of people there, and Mike had the grace in him to say, "Hey Matt, let's go for a walk," and he got him out of there because he does what needs to happen, and he just I wish I had that quality. I don't have that quality, but he was amazing, and he would call me up and say, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do with the stocks," and I'm like, "No, Mike, no," and he talked me down off the ledge. And we went to Disneyland. You remember that, Nana? It was such a fun trip. He loved Disneyland. I loved that he loved it.
The
I
childhood part.
love
Almost kind
it.
of freakish.
Yeah.
But
got a little
I
weird.
and the bobbleheads. He loved bobbleheads.
Yeah.
And baseball. I love the Dodgers. He loved the Dodgers, and he gave my mom and I this series of Ken something something with all the history of baseball. And Ken Burns. And he truly was a one of a kind because he cared about all of us, and he showed it in everything that he did. Miss him, and I love him.
And I want to piggyback on that because she said a lot of what I wanted to say because my
You guys need
sister.
to sit down?
No,
they're too
I love
stubborn.
this. I love
You know,
this.
just
I
like
love this. Whoa! No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Yeah. You're gonna have to catch me.
I know.
We're good. Yeah, so she said a lot of what I was going to say, and I wanted to piggyback on part of that too. I was trying to wonder if I should share this story about the funeral, because, it's not totally complimentary from my brother, but one of the things that's cool about it is the way that Mike got my brother out was just like, let's go for a walk, let's go get a beer, let's go whatever, and to this day, every time that I talk to my brother, he's like, I still can't. I can't believe Mike Kamer, that he's the best. And then, you know what? He took me for a bit, like it meant, in my brother's eyes, there was no awareness that Mike was doing that to help my mom. It was like, he went out for a beer, he showed me this, it was like, like the best. And I also appreciate that so much because my brother does have a really good heart and didn't realize what was happening, and it was amazing. And then I'm so glad that I got to talk to Mike when he was in the hospital. I don't think I can talk that much, but I will say that the one thing that I noticed was he was worried about dying, but not for himself. He kept saying, I've got people still counting on me. I'm not ready for this. They're counting on me. And it just speaks so much to the way he was. And he's just a really good man.
Part of a father and a good husband.
Good guy. Good guy.
Well, the last thing he texted me was, "Hey, I'm sitting here in this stupid hospital, and look, I just closed 2 deals."
No, he's like, I'm about ready to get up
He's
and
still
go in the
working.
parking lot. He was like fighting the things, and he's like, Jen, I don't agree with this or that or whatever, blah blah, but I love you, and and it's just really, it was a great conversation.
Anybody else? And if you don't speak out here, we could always continue when we.
Yeah, just fellowshipping.
Yep. So I'm going to close with a word of prayer. We'll have a scripture, and then we're going to do the ashes and the song. So Lord, I just thank you for this beautiful day. What a perfect day, Lord, for this time to celebrate Mike's life and all that he means to us. I just pray that you would comfort everyone who has close ties to him, Lord, and just comfort that this is not the end, Lord. Just thank you so much. Chris is going to John 6.
And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. But I said to you that you have seen me, and yet you do not believe. All that the Father gives me will come to me, and the one who comes to me I will by no means cast out. For I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. This is the will of the Father who sent me, that all he has given me, I should lose nothing, but should raise it up at the last day. And this is the will of him who sent me, and that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have everlasting life, and will raise him upon the last day.
Amen. So would you like me to take a
They did. She was a cornerstone in so many ways. She was. I didn't get to know her very well because she died maybe a year or two after we met. Yeah. How old was she? 101?
155,000. She was 90. She was born in 91 and 1901. Excuse me. 1901, and she died, I think, in 92. When did you guys get together? 89. Yeah, so 92 is probably about right? And so that's 91.
She was over 100.
No.
Yeah, she was.